Today we're going to be comparing the native aspect ratios and resolutions of Resident Evil Remake for GameCube and God of War for PS2 on the respective emulators for PC. We're going to be comparing the native 4:3 aspect ratio and standard definition resolution that the old consoles used to do versus an upscaled internal resolution and a 16:9 aspect ratio. I recorded 4 videos for each game, mixing up the settings. A 4:3 ratio will have black bars on the sides, and a 16:9 will fill up the whole screen. Native res is going to look dated at either ratio, but it can be compensated by sticking with the original 4:3. It's going to look worse trying to stretch the limited pixels to fit your wide high-definition screen. Upping the internal resolution will only affect in-engine gameplay, so anything pre-rendered is going to be stuck back in 2005 and 2002. As we progress through the videos of each of the games, we're going to be looking at how the games, closely how they originally looked on the respective consoles back in the day versus what they would look like running on a PS3 or PS4. Actually, the GameCube version of Resident Evil, it is a remake of the original Resident Evil that came out in 1996, I believe. This Resident Evil came out in 2002 on the GameCube. In 2015, there's plans for an HD remaster of this GameCube version that's going to be coming to Xbox 360, Xbox One, PS3, PS4, and PC. Now the Wii, not the Wii U, the Wii, it has a version of this, but it's the GameCube version that was just ported over to Wii to have Wii motion controls, so that doesn't really count. This new HD remaster isn't coming to Wii U. This is going to be the most ported Resident Evil game ever, with the HD remasters, and before it was only available on GameCube and Wii. Now it's going to be on like 6, 7 different platforms. Now I'm not saying that this footage is going to look better than the console remastered versions. For one, all the cutscenes not running in-engine, all the pre-rendered cutscenes in this game footage, it's going to look exactly the same that it looked on GameCube and PS2. With the console remastered versions, there's an opportunity for the developers to, go back and improve the cutscenes, but when you're emulating the game and you're just increasing the resolution, you can't improve the pre-rendered stuff. You're practically just running the PS2 game or the GameCube game off the disc, and it's just like playing an old video. You can't improve an old video. That goes again for textures. I mean, I've heard of people playing Banjo-Kazooie for Nintendo 64 with added textures that they injected and imported into the game somehow. But in my footage, there aren't any new textures. It's just the old game run at a higher resolution, but it's not going to affect the cutscenes. This video is going to show you just how drastic an improvement you can get just by increasing the resolution and why it's important. Let's kick things off with gameplay footage of Resident Evil Remake for the GameCube from 2002, running on Dolphin version 4.02, captured with DX Tori.
Resident Evil.
This way.
Every sequence you see of the STARS members fleeing the dogs is a non-in-engine cutscene, so no matter what the settings are, it's going to look the same. The aspect ratio will change it up a bit, but other than that, the resolution is going to stay the same and look the same.
Left now. Captain Wesker, Jill, and myself. We don't know where Barry is.
Is everyone all right?
Barry. Where's Barry?
He's...
No. What was that?
I'll go and check it out.
All right. Jill and I will stay and secure this area.
Chris? Take care.
Yeah.
The famous zombie turn will likewise not see an improvement from a higher internal resolution. With Dolphin, the internal resolution determines the concentration of pixels on the screen. The internal res can be run in multiples of what the original native resolution was, like 2 times native, 2.5, 3, and 4. Unlike PCSX2, with Dolphin you can't set a specific internal resolution for your game to run at, so you can't set the resolution to match whatever your display is, 1080p, 720p, you can't do that. But I would say that 3 times native resolution is as close to 1080p as you're gonna get. In the Resident Evil clips, check out the graphical details upon examining the items in the inventory. So here we make our first jump to a new recording with slightly different settings. In Dolphin, changing the display from 480p to 1080p isn't going to do anything as long as the internal resolution is still native. You're not going to see much difference compared to the previous recorded video. With PCSX2, the PS2 emulator, the display resolution and the internal resolution are 1-to-1. So as you increase one, it increases the internal resolution, or as you lower it, it decreases the internal resolution. I don't know why those two settings are separate on Dolphin, but that's the way it is in this build of Dolphin that I'm using.
There are only 3 STARS members left now. Captain Wesker, Jill, and myself. We don't know where Barry is.
Is everyone all right?
Barry. Where's Barry?
He's...
No. What was that?
I'll go and check it out.
All right. Jill and I will stay and secure this area.
Chris? Take care.
Yeah. Wesker? Jill? Where did they go?
In video 3, we're looking at an increased internal resolution from ×1 native to ×3. Now, with the aspect ratio being 4:3, some people are going to have the preference that this is going to look better. The pixels are going to be less stretched than if it was at a 16:9. But my preference for how I like to do recording of gameplay, I like it to take up as much screen as possible. I don't like the black bars. This kind of pre-rendered cutscene hasn't changed, and it won't change. As soon as you see the double doors here, you start to see where that HD scaling comes into place.
Captain Wesker, Jill, and myself. We don't know where Barry is.
Is everyone all right?
Barry. Where's Barry?
He's...
No. What was that?
I'll go and check it out.
All right. Jill and I will stay and secure this area.
Chris? Take care.
Yeah. Wesker? Jill? Where did they go?
The fourth and final recordings for the two games I'm showing in this video they're showcasing what the games can look like more optimized through these PC emulators compared to what they originally looked like on GameCube and PS2.
Chris, this way! Make for that mansion!
There are only 3 STARS members left now. Captain Wesker, Jill, and myself. We don't know where Barry is.
Is everyone all right?
Barry. Where's Barry?
He's...
No. What was that?
I'll go and check it out.
All right. Jill and I will stay and secure this area.
Chris? Take care.
Yeah.
Wesker? Jill?
Where did they go?
Moving on, we have God of War 1 emulated on PCSX2. So we have two standard def recordings of God of War where there's going to be some story progression, while the HD ones, the gameplay is going to be around the same areas, almost step for step, but the battles in the HD ones, like in the standard def ones, they're going to go down a little differently.
This city will be your grave. do. For what you did that night, this city will be your grave.